everybody, welcome to this wonderful reading. I'm Zoya's welcome. So basically in this reading for June 2nd to June 7th of 2025, this is going to be a basically of how it is. This is going to be for a day of the week of the whole entire reading. So basically how it seems to be. Knowing that this is going to be a very interesting reading, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like it. I hope you understand it as long as it needs to, and understand about how it seems to be. You have to understand about your own strengths, your own weaknesses, your own dignities. But the way how this is, you have to satisfy on what you're looking for based on how it seems to be. It's like the way how this is, the way how have your own experiences from the right and wrong perspective, because that's the way it goes, right? Whenever you think that okay, everything seems to be fine, I know what to do, I got this, is like, yeah, but doesn't make sense, You have to know about, in reality, you pay attention on how you're feeling. It doesn't matter that, well, I need to do, I got this, I know what to do. Exactly. But the way how this is, the way how you can be sincere and how you can do it, that's the way it seems to be, right? This is a format. And whenever you have your own strengths and when your own abilities in the right wrong perspective, that's the way it seems to be, right? So you have to understand what you're doing. But the way how this is, that's how it is. So this oracle card, it says, adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. That's the way it goes, where you have your own challenges. You're basically having challenges on what you're looking for, And when you do that, you need to understand that, because when you have challenges, you have to have your own dignity and saying, right, well, I know what to do, I got this, but this is the way it goes, right? When you have challenges, you're not afraid about doing them, right? That's the way it goes. And when you pay attention, you have to understand that this is the way how it goes. This is the way of how everything is. And when you do that, you have to understand that, right? So you have to go with the flow. You have to pay attention, because when you have your own ability to have your own challenges, whether you do whatever you decide to do, that's the way it's going to be, right? That's the way it goes. But that's how it's going to be in one way or another, So that's how it's going to be in that way, right? So that's how it is. So basically, in this whole entire reading I'm going to tell you about is that we're going to figure out what's happening through this whole entire day of the week of this whole entire reading, right? And we have to understand about what's going on in, the way how this is. And you have to know about your own ways of saying, alright, well, this is the way it seems to be, I know what to do, I got this. But then you have to understand how it seems to be in one way or another, right? You have to do exactly how you're going to be responsible, how you're feeling, the way how you're acting, the way how you're, being sincere. And when you do that, you have to know exactly how it is, because that's the way it seems to be, right? You have to know from the way of how it is in one way or another. It's like how you can do exactly what you're supposed to do and how it is. So that's how it seems to be in that way. So here we go. So basically, in this whole entire situation here, you have the Nine of Swords reversed. There's no drama. There's nothing about that. You have the Eight of Wands, is upright because you have speed. So you could be dealing with another Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. The Knight of Swords is upright. There's drama here. That's the way it goes. The King of Pentacles, there's basically like security. There's lots of things that are going on with that. The Devil is upright because there's all violence and whatever it is. You're not getting along. But then the Six of Pentacles here is there's no kindness. It's like, why I'm doing this, right? So when things are not going as planned, it's like, why I'm feeling like this, why I'm having all these things, why I'm having all these problems. Because you have to look at that from a different perspective, And when you do that, it's like, okay, well, this is the way it seems to be. I know what to do, I got this, but this is the way it goes. So I'm gonna go from a 3-card reading. I'm going from the Nine of Swords to the Eight of Wands. So I'm going to do a 3-card reading. So the 4 of Wands reversed, followed by the Nine of Pentacles is upright, for the world. Finally, the World is reversed. So because you have incompletion, because everything is incompleted, the Nine of Pentacles is upright because you have comfortable, because you're feeling comfortable. The 4 of Wands reversed, there's no celebration, there's nothing about that. But the way how this is, it's like you have to understand about how you can do it in one way or another, and you're thinking, okay, well, I know what to do, I got this. But then it's like, okay, well, this is the way it seems to be. This is the way it kind of goes in that way, right? You have to understand about the ability from the right and wrong perspective. That's all you can do. But the way you have this is you have to be sincere, right? When you do that, it's like, okay, everything's fine, but this is the way it goes, right? You have to know about how it is. If you have drama and you don't like it, try to understand about staying positive as much as you can rather than being negative, and that's the way it goes. You have to be who you are to understand about from your rights, your wrongs, your perspective, that's why it seems to be that. And when you do that, that's the way it kind of goes. What's happening between this Knight of Swords over here? Queen of Swords reversed, followed by the Three of Wands reversed, followed by the Ace of Cups. Is that right? Yeah, because you want to have basically romance in some way or in somehow. You could do it in their Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You can do it in their Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. That's the way it goes. But when you have the Three of Wands reversed and you have the Queen of Swords reversed, there's no ability from the right or wrong perspective. If the Three of Wands reversed, you're not communicating, right? You're basically having a bad day. When you're having a bad day, it's like, why I'm doing this? Because that's the way it seems to be. It's like, okay, well, I know what to do. I got this. That's how it is. What's between the Queen of Swords and the Three of Wands? The Moon is upright. Yeah, because there is misrotations here, right? Because it's like, why I'm feeling like this? Is there something that I need to do it? Because when you have to divine about your own adversity, you pay attention on it. You have to pay attention on what you're feeling, what you want, what you get, what you need, because that's how it seems to be. You have to be who you are and thinking, okay, well, I know what to do, I got this, but this is the way it seems to be. You pay attention on how you're feeling, right? And that's how it is. It's like, okay, well, I know what to do, I got this, but this is the way it seems to be. This is the way it seems to be. What's this Nine of Swords to this Six of Pentacles about? The Two of Swords is upright, for the Magician is upright, for the Three of Wands reversed, for the Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands reversed, for the King of Swords is upright. Yeah, because you want knowledge. The Three of Wands reversed, Three of Cups reversed, there's no celebrations. The Nine of Wands reversed, you're not having any fear. But the Magician is upright, you have skill. But the way you have this is when you have the Two of Swords is upright, you're dealing with an Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, right? As air signs, as zodiac signs. But you don't know which direction you're going to take, left or right. So let's see what's happening on the left side. The second one's alright because you're feeling deceit. Alright, that's the way it goes, like resilience and all that. What's happening on the right side, please? The Knight of Cups reversed, for the Hierophant reversed, for the Three of Swords is alright. Yeah, because you're having heartbreak, right? So it's like, why I'm feeling like this? Because things are not going as planned, When you do that, you need to understand about how you're feeling, the way how you're acting, how you're being approached. That's the way it goes, right? That's the way it goes. When you have this feeling, you know what to do, but then it's like, okay, everything seems to be fine. I know what to do. It's like, okay, that's the way it seems to be. But then you pay attention on how you're feeling. What's happening with this King of Pentacles about? The Emperor reverse here. There's no structure. Four of Pentacles upright. The Queen of Pentacles reversed. Ace one is upright. The Six of Pentacles reversed. There's no kindness, but the Death card is upright because there's endings here. Yeah, because when you do that, it's like how everything is. And when another, it's like, okay, well, I know what to do. I got this. But it's like, there is basically an unnecessary piece. Like a puzzle, right? And when you put things into the way how this is, it's like, okay, everything seems to be fine. Yes, but does make sense, right? You have to know exactly how you're doing because you have to think about how it's going to be, right? So let's see what the universe is saying in the middle. So you have the Two of Wands reversed. So basically it means that you have no planning whatsoever, right? You're not going to plan on it. But during the way how this is like how it is. So I'm going to go from the middle to the left side. So the Empress reversed, follow the World reversed, follow the Devil's upright, follow the Hierophant is upright. Yeah, because you'll be dealing with another Capricorn as another Earth sign. You have the Hierophant because you want to have guidance. That's the way it goes. But when you have the World reversed, there is incompletion. The Empress reversed, there's no nourishment. The Death reversed, the Hangman reversed, but the Fool is upright. Yeah, because you want to have change, right? So when you have change, you want to You want things to be changing, right? That's the way it goes. But then you have to think about, alright, this is the way it goes, I need to do it, because that's the way it seems to be. You have to know exactly what you're told to do, because that's the way it goes, right? What's happening between the middle and the right side, please? You have Fortune reverse, followed by the Hierophant, the Hermit reverse, followed by the Magician reverse, followed by the Judgment reverse, followed by the Emperor reverse, followed by the High Priestess reverse, by the Sun card reverse. Yeah, because you're in negativity. So when you're in negativity, it's like, why I'm feeling like this, why I'm, having this. It's like, because you have to understand that, right? That's the way it seems to be. So let me clarify the Sun card here. The Temperance reverse, followed the Death card upright, so there's endings. The Judgment is already, you're going to take action. That's the way it goes, right? You're going to take action on how you're feeling, because you need to understand that. You have to have your own abilities from the right and wrong perspective. That's all you can do. But then you have to resist about how you're feeling. What's between the Hermit and the Wheel of Fortune here? The Emperor reverse, there's no structure. The Hermit reverse, but the Empress is upright, yeah, because there's nourishment. Yeah. So when the way how this is, the way how you can understand about how you're feeling, because you have to know about how you can do it, right? That's the way it goes, right? Because you need to understand that there is an outcome here. The outcome needs to be satisfied, guaranteed, but then how you can do it, right? How you can understand about how it is during the week, the way how you're feeling, because the way how this is, the way of how everything is, it's like, okay, I need to do that. It's like, okay, but then how you can understand of how you're feeling. So let's see what's happening. Let's see what's going on between the middle and the left side, middle to the right side, and then clarify. So let's see. So 3 Pentacles already, there's celebration. Okay, the 5 Cups already, there's grief. The King of Wands is already, there's charisma. But 5 of Swords already, there's conflict. Yeah, because you're not getting along, right? So when you're having conflict, it's like, why I'm doing this, why I'm having this, why I'm having grief, because things are not going as planned. It's like, why? Why I'm feeling like this, because, things are not happening. You need to know about your strengths, your weaknesses, your abilities, because you need to do that, right? You have to know about the basic needs about having adversity. If you want to have your own challenges, or the best way to learn, you have to accept that, right? You have to be brave on who you are. That's what you seem to be, right? So what's happening between the middle and the right side, please? The 7 of Wands is upright, followed the 2 Pentacles reverse, followed the 9 Pentacles reverse, followed the 8 Pentacles upright. Yeah, because when you have the 9 Pentacles reverse, you are feeling discomfort, right? Because you're feeling uncomfortable, you don't want to do it, you don't want to sacrifice, whatever it is, because that's the way it goes. It's like, why I'm feeling like this? Because you have to know about what you're feeling in that way, right? What's in the middle? The Queen of Cups is upright, yeah, because you want empathy. Two sides of the story here. One makes sense, one doesn't make sense, but you know how it is, right? So you can deal with in their Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you can deal with in Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, you can deal with in their Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, you deal with in their Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Like, there are things that you must learn first, right? And the ability from that. That's the way it kind of goes, right? You have to accept on how it seems to be. So let's see what the universe is saying. So I'm going to go from the middle to the left, middle to the right. So the Wheel of Fortune reverse, you're having bad luck. Queen of Swords reverse, there's no independence. 2 Wands sorry, there's planning. Ace of Swords sorry, there's an understanding. And the 8 Pentacles sorry, there's perfection. Yeah, because that's the way it goes, right? So when you are having no independence of the Queen of Swords, why are you feeling like that? That's why it seems to be. It's like, okay, I need to do this, I need to know what it is. That's the way it seems to be, because you need to do that, that's why it seems to be that. What's happening between the middle and the right side, please? The 9 Pentacles here, there's no trust. The Justice here, you're not telling the truth. 7 of Swords right there, you're feeling deceit. 5 of Swords right there's revenge. Yeah, because you're not getting along, right? Because you're fighting. When you're fighting, it's like, why I'm feeling like this, because that's the way it seems to be, right? You're trying to attune of the divine, of what's happening, right? That's the way it goes, right? It's when you feel like that, it's okay, or I need to do it. That's the way it seems to be. What's between the Truth card and the Knight of Pentacles? The Ten of Swords here is there's no conclusions. Six of Pentacles already, you want kindness. Yeah, because that's the way it goes. You want to have kindness because that's the way it goes, right? So you're trying to figure out what's happening in this way, and that's how you're feeling. What's in the middle? The Ten of Cups here is there's no delusion. Four of Wands here, there's no celebration. King of Pentacles here, there's no security. But the Strength card is separate because you want bravery. Yeah, because you want to be brave, right? So when you have that, you have the ability from the right and wrong perspective. But that's the way it seems to be, right? And let's see what the Oracle says of the Enchanted Mapp. And let's see. And it says here, number 44, Strength. So let me read you this Enchanted Mapp. Let's see. Let's see what it says here. So it says, for number Strength, for number 44, it says, Strength. Your true strength comes not from self-resilience alone, but from a sincere faith in a higher power. So it says, the strength to accomplish even the most daunting task is yours at this time. You can connect with and channel the power of the universe. The Strength card indicates that your ideas are being tested and refined, and your relationships are being depended. No matter what happens, nothing can move you off the course of evolution. As the potency of your connections becomes more obvious, you're able to harness the creative energies that are available to you. Have courage and dive in, for magic is the process of finding a form to take. When you remember that real strength comes from a combination of your efforts and resilience on a higher power working through you, all is possible. You can do anything now. So that's what it seems to be, because you have to be empowered by your own strength, your own weaknesses, your own dignities. But that's how it seems to be, right? So during this week, you have to pay attention. Have your own extra strength. Pay attention to it, whether you decide. But that's the way it goes, right? So when you have your own decencies, you have to understand that of how it is, right? This is the way it seems to be. But the way you have this is, you have to be sincere. You have to know exactly what you want and what you need. But that's how it is. So I hope you all like this video. Please give a like. Please give a comment and enjoy, because this is the way it seems to be, and that's how it is. But thank you so much. Have a wonderful day to all, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye for now. Really, and bye.